Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So picture this. It's early 2010. Naruto Shippuden is at its peak, Bleach is still swinging, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is changing the game, K-On! Is everywhere, and One Piece just hit Marineford. Anime was loud, experimental, and honestly, unstoppable. But while those big hitters were stealing all the spotlight, there was another lineup quietly airing in the background, one that most people completely slept on. No massive fan bases, no decade-long runs, just a bunch of weirdly creative, genre-bending shows that took risks and actually pulled it off. That season, winter 2010, was stacked in the strangest way possible. A mix of emotional dramas, insane comedies, gothic thrillers, and artistic experiments that went totally under the radar. And today, we're gonna dig into the best of them, the ones that deserved way more love than they got. So before we jump in, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, drop a comment with your favorite forgotten anime, and of course subscribe if you want more deep dives like this, where we dig through old seasons and find the stuff everyone else forgot. All right, let's stop hyping it up and actually get into it, shall we?
All right, first on the list, Dance in the Vampire Bund. Now this one's wild. The kind of anime that tries to be 10 things at once. Political thriller, horror, romance, social commentary, and somehow pulls off at least half of them before completely losing its mind. So the story kicks off with this massive global announcement. Mina Tepes, the queen of all vampires, just shows up on live TV and goes, "Hey, yeah, we exist. Also, I just paid off Japan's entire national debt, so give me an island." And she gets it, a whole man-made island off Tokyo, which she turns into a vampire nation, the Vampire Bund. And from there, the chaos begins. Humans freak out, governments start panicking, vampire clans start scheming, and suddenly Mina's at the center of a political cold war between species. She's this centuries-old queen, brilliant, manipulative, and terrifyingly calm. But here's the twist. She's stuck in the body of a little girl. Which, yeah, that's both thematically interesting and extremely uncomfortable at times. Anyway, she's not alone. Her right-hand man, or I guess right-hand werewolf, Akira Kaburagi, is her bodyguard and sworn protector. Their bond's complicated. There's loyalty, there's history, there's tension, and it rides that very fine line between tragic and creepy depending on how you look at it. Visually, this anime's classic shaft, sharp lighting, weird angles, that dreamy, disconnected feeling. The atmosphere is pure gothic elegance, dark corridors, moonlit cityscapes, vampires and politics. It's moody as hell, and I kinda love that. The political concept alone is so underrated. It's not vampires in love, it's what if vampires came out as a species and demanded citizenship? That's an insane idea. It's bold, ambitious, and surprisingly grounded for an anime about bloodsuckers. Now, I'll give it credit, when Dance in the Vampire Bund works, it really works. The action scenes go hard, the world feels alive, and Mina herself is one of the most interesting vampire leads I've seen. She's regal and cold, but also carrying this weird sadness under all that control. She's not human, and she knows it. Every move she makes feels heavy with consequence. But then there's the part I can't sugarcoat, the controversy. The show crosses a line that it doesn't sit right. Mina's drawn and framed in ways that are way too sexualized for her childlike appearance. It's jarring, it's gross, and it completely overshadows everything good the show tries to do. No matter how great the concept is, once you see that, it's hard to focus on anything else. And that's really the tragedy here. This anime could have been brilliant. Instead, it turned into the definition of wasted potential. Story-wise, it also loses its footing halfway through. It starts as a slick political thriller and then just drowns in vampire faction drama. There are too many side plots, too many betrayals, and not enough payoff. By the time the show ends, and yeah, it ends on a cliffhanger, you're left wondering if it ever was going anywhere. But here's the thing. Despite all that, I still think Dance in the Vampire Bund is fascinating. It's the only anime from that era that dared to be this dark, this political, and this unapologetically weird. While everyone else was making feel-good rom-coms or slice-of-life fluff, this one went full gothic power play. It's flawed, no doubt, but it's bold. That's why it lands at the bottom of the list. Not because it's boring or lazy, but because it's just too messy for its own good. The controversy buried it before it ever had a chance to breathe. But if you're into dark, moody anime with political undertones, and you can handle the uncomfortable stuff without it ruining the experience, then it's still worth checking out, even just to see how far it goes before it falls apart. Alright, let's leave the blood and politics behind for a sec. Next up, something completely different. Soft, slow, and surprisingly emotional.
Okay, next up, Sound of the Sky, or Sora no Woto, if you want to be fancy about it. Now, this one's a total vibe shift from the vampire madness we just talked about. If Dance in the Vampire Bund was dark, political, and bloody, this is like its gentle, melancholic twin who just wants to paint and play music at the end of the world. So picture this, a sunlit, European-style town surrounded by quiet hills and ruins. A small platoon of 5 girls stationed in what's left of an army base, just living. No big battles, no heroic missions, just daily life. Cooking, repairing tanks, laughing, playing instruments. It sounds peaceful, and it is, but the more you watch, the more you realize the truth. The world's actually dying. Humanity's fading out, wars basically wiped everything, and these girls are just this last flicker of life in a dying civilization. The main character, Kanata, is this cheerful, slightly clumsy trumpet player who joins the 121st Platoon because she once heard a mysterious melody during her childhood and wanted to learn it herself. She's optimistic to a fault, like the world could be burning and she'd still say, "It's okay, the sunset looks pretty today." But that's kind of the point. She's this little spark of hope in a world that's quietly falling apart. Now, people who love this show, they love it. And honestly, I get it. It's stunning. The backgrounds are Ghibli-level beautiful. Every shot looks like a painting. The tones, this perfect mix of relaxing and tragic. It's slice of life, but with this eerie awareness that everything's temporary. The characters' friendships feel real, the pacing's slow but intentional, and the soundtrack, especially that recurring use of Amazing Grace, hits right in the soul. It's not just a song, it's a reminder that beauty and kindness can still exist even when everything else is gone. But yeah, it's not perfect. A lot of people, back when it aired, took one look at the character designs and said, "Oh great, it's K-On! With guns." And to be fair, it was made by some of the same team, so the resemblance didn't help. That really hurt its reputation early on. Then there's the pacing. The first half is just cozy, quiet stuff. If you're expecting a war anime, you'll be like, wait, when does the action start? And when the action does kick in near the end, it's so sudden it almost feels like a different show. That final episode? Emotional, sure, but also a bit rushed and tonally messy. Still, when you look at it as a whole, Sound of the Sky has something special. It's subtle. It's not trying to wow you with explosions or giant plot twists. It's trying to make you feel something simple. Peace, loss, and the stubbornness of hope. It's about finding meaning in the small stuff when the big stuff's already gone. And that's why this one sticks out so much on this list. Among all the other shows, the action, the chaos, the noise, Sound of the Sky just sits quietly in the corner, telling you, hey, it's okay to slow down. It's part slice of life, part post-apocalypse, and somehow it works. It's the kind of anime you watch when you're tired of everything loud and just want to remember what softness feels like. It didn't get the love it deserved when it first came out, but years later, people started calling it a hidden gem, and I completely agree. It's one of those slow burns that sneaks up on you emotionally.
All right, that's the calm before the storm, because next, we're leaving the quiet countryside and jumping headfirst into total chaos. Okay, let's crank the chaos meter up to 11. Next up is Bach and Test Summon the Beasts. All right, imagine if your high school grades could literally kick someone's ass. That's this anime in one sentence. It takes the classic school competition trope and turns it into a full-blown RPG system. At Fumizuki Academy, every student's test scores determine their class ranking. Class A gets luxury recliners and air conditioning, while Class F gets, well, moldy tatami mats and broken desks. It's brutal. But here's where it gets wild. The students can challenge other classes to battles using tiny summoned avatars powered by their test scores. Yeah, it's anime Pokemon meets report cards. The story follows Akihisa Yoshii, certified idiot, kinda lovable, definitely a walking disaster, and his group of misfit classmates from Class F. They've got nothing, no resources, no grades, no sense of self-preservation. But what they do have? Sheer dumb energy. Led by their genius strategist Yuji Sakamoto, they declare war on the upper classes using ridiculous tactics, dumb luck, and the kind of chaos you can only get from a bunch of underdogs who refuse to accept their place at the bottom. Now, let me be real, this show is stupid, but it's fun stupid. Like, laugh out loud, why am I watching this at 3 a.m. stupid? It doesn't pretend to be deep. It's here to make you laugh until your brain melts. The humor's fast, the timing is sharp, and the cast, absolute legends. Hideyoshi, for example, the character's so androgynous that people literally made Hideyoshi its own gender category online. It's that iconic. And for a comedy, it looks surprisingly good. The battles, while ridiculous, are animated with real flair. The visual energy matches the pacing, loud, colorful, no time to breathe. Plus, the voice acting is perfect. Every scream, every overreaction, every nosebleed lands with perfect comedic timing. But yeah, there are some cracks in the chaos. The humor's very hit or miss. If you don't vibe with slapstick or over-the-top idiot humor, you'll probably check out fast. The jokes recycle themselves a lot too. Same punchlines, same running gags, especially the ones about Hideyoshi or the tsundere girls beating up Akihisa. Speaking of which, the tsundere violence thing does get tiring. Like, how many times can a dude get punched through a wall before it stops being funny? The answer is apparently infinity. The characters also don't really grow. They're archetypes: the idiot, the pervert, the violent girl, the genius leader, and that's it. But to be fair, the show's not pretending to be character-driven. It knows what it is: pure, chaotic energy. What makes it stand out from everything else on this list is how lighthearted it is. It's the only show here that's just a straight-up gag comedy. No deeper meaning, no emotional gut punches, no world-ending stakes, just energy. Every other anime from that season was trying to make you think or feel something profound. Bach and Test just wanted to make you choke on your drink laughing. And that's exactly why it's so fun. It's like junk food for your brain. Zero nutrition, but damn if it doesn't taste good. You finish an episode and immediately want another. It's easy to see why it blew up the way it did back then. It was the perfect after-school anime. Fun, stupid, and instantly rewatchable. That's why it's right in the middle of the list. It's not groundbreaking or thought-provoking, but it's iconic in its own way. It's the show you throw on when you just need to laugh and forget about everything else for a while. All right, enough of the chaos. Let's tone it back down and talk about something warm, soft, and pure comfort. The kind of anime that feels like a cup of tea on a rainy day. All right, next up is Hidamari Sketch X Hoshimitsu. Now, this one is basically the polar opposite of everything we've covered so far. No vampires, no battles, no test wars, just pure serotonin in animated form. If you've ever had one of those days where you just want to shut your brain off and let something gentle wash over you, this is the show. The story is simple, almost too simple. It follows Yuno, this soft-spoken art student, and her friends Miyako, Hiro, and Sai, who all live in a cozy little apartment complex called Hidamari Apartments. Their days revolve around school,
art projects, cooking, chatting, and laughing about absolutely nothing. That's the point. There's no big twist, no grand villain, no what happens next, because nothing needs to happen. It's not a story you watch to find out what's coming, it's one you watch to feel something calm and human. The vibe? Think of it like a warm blanket. Every episode just radiates this quiet comfort. The girls' friendship feels real, supportive, goofy, full of little moments that make you smile without realizing it. And this season, Hoshimitsu adds two new characters, Nori and Nazuna, who bring in this nice generational shift. The older girls slowly step into a mentor role, and it gives the show a sense of gentle progression without breaking its no-drama rule. Visually, it's got that distinct Shaft flair again. The same studio that did Monogatari and Dance in the Vampire Bund also did this, but instead of creepy or abstract, they went soft and artsy. You get all these weird little visual experiments, still frames, cutout textures, surreal lighting, but it works because the show's literally about art students. It feels like watching a painting breathe. Fans of Hidamari Sketch will tell you this is peak Iyashike. That's a Japanese word meaning healing anime. You throw it on when you're stressed, anxious, or just done with the world. It doesn't demand your focus, it just makes the air around you feel a little lighter. Every joke lands gently, every smile feels earned, and every scene looks like it was made by someone who genuinely wanted you to feel safe. Now, if you're not into that kind of thing, I get it. This show can feel boring as hell. It's slow, like glacially slow. There's no plot, no tension, no urgency. If you're the type who needs big story beats or emotional payoffs, this might feel like watching paint dry. Beautifully painted, pastel-colored paint, but still, paint. And the Shaft art style? Yeah, not everyone's a fan. The wide face designs and the weird head tilts are pretty divisive. But here's the thing, that's kind of its magic. Hidamari Sketch doesn't try to impress you, it just exists. It's the anime equivalent of lying in bed on a Sunday morning with sunlight coming through the curtains. It's art students being friends and figuring out life one quiet day at a time. And sometimes that's all you need. What really makes this one stand out from the rest of the list is how completely conflict-free it is. Every other anime here has tension, philosophical, emotional, or political. This one has none of that. It's not about escaping the world, it's about appreciating it in its smallest, simplest pieces. And that's why it sits right in the middle of the list. It's not trying to blow your mind or make you cry, it's trying to make you exhale. It's the definition of comfort viewing. You don't watch Hidamari Sketch to be entertained, you watch it to be okay. All right, let's shake off that cozy energy and bring the chaos back to the city streets. Next up, things get loud, fast, and weirdly philosophical. All right, now we're jumping straight into the urban jungle with Durarara. This one's a wild ride. Imagine Tokyo, but if the city itself was alive, breathing, whispering, and constantly pulling people into its chaos. That's Ikebukuro, the setting for this anime, and trust me, it's less of a place and more of a vibe. Durarara throws you into this tangled web of characters, secrets, and urban legends where literally everyone's connected, even if they don't realize it yet. The story starts off with Mikado Ryogamine, your classic small-town kid who moves to the big city chasing excitement. He links up with his childhood friend, Masaomi, who immediately hits him with a list of people to avoid. A dude who throws vending machines for fun, an information broker who might be Satan in skinny jeans, and a mysterious biker known only as the Black Rider, a headless woman who roams the streets on a black motorcycle. Yeah, Headless. Welcome to Durarara. Now here's where this show gets special. It doesn't stick to one main character. Instead, it constantly switches perspectives.
One episode's about Mikado, the next might be about a doctor who dates a girl he literally stitched back together, then it's about the headless biker, then a gang leader, then some random dude you didn't even notice before. And somehow all their stories weave together into one giant chaotic puzzle. It's messy, brilliant, and totally addictive. The fans love it for that exact reason. It's not just a show, it's a whole ecosystem. The ensemble cast is massive, but everyone feels distinct. You've got Celti, the headless Dullahan searching for her missing head, but somehow being the most human character in the whole thing. You've got Izaya Orihara, the manipulative sociopath who treats people like chess pieces. And then there's Shizuo Hiwejima, the human tank who solves every problem by throwing something heavy at it. Their dynamic alone could carry a whole anime. Stylistically, Durarara is slick. Everything from the color palette to the soundtrack screams cool. It's got this fast-paced urban rhythm. The editing jumps around like you're flipping through people's phone screens. And the music? Peak, walking through the city at night energy. But yeah, it's not perfect. The biggest complaint people have is that it's a lot. There are so many characters, storylines, and plot twists that it can get confusing fast. It's like trying to untangle a bunch of earphones. You think you figured it out, and then 3 new subplots show up out of nowhere. And while the main character is technically Mikado, he's kind of the least interesting person on the screen, especially when you've got Shizuo yeeting vending machines 2 blocks away. Some people also find the pacing uneven. The first half's this high-energy mystery, then the second half slows down and focuses on gang drama that doesn't hit as hard. Still, even with its flaws, Durarara has something that almost no other anime nails. It feels alive. You get that sense that everyone in this city has a story worth telling, even the background characters. It's chaotic, unpredictable, and always moving, just like a real city. It's like Bacano on caffeine. Same creator, same multi-layered storytelling style, just with more hoodies and less jazz. What makes it stand out on this list is that it's the only one that feels like an urban legend come to life. It's not about one hero's journey. It's about how everyone's lives overlap in weird, messy ways. It's poetic, honestly. It's a show about people colliding, sometimes violently, sometimes accidentally, and the strange connections that come out of that. And that's why Durarara sits comfortably near the top. It's stylish, smart, and full of personality. It's a show that doesn't hold your hand. You've got to pay attention, rewind, and piece it together yourself. But when it all clicks, man, it's worth it. All right, let's catch our breath from the chaos of Ikebukuro and shift gears to something a little more classy. Love, music, and pure emotional maturity.
All right, next up, Nodame Cantabile Finale. Now this one's a whole different flavor of storytelling. Forget monsters and chaos. We're diving straight into the elegant, chaotic world of classical music. This is the 3rd and final season of Nodame Cantabile, and honestly, it's one of those rare times where an anime actually sticks the landing. So the story picks up in Paris. We've got Shinichi Chiaki, perfectionist, handsome, emotionally constipated, living his dream as a professional conductor. The guy's got talent, drive, and the kind of confidence that borders on arrogance. And then there's Megumi Noda, the total opposite. She's a chaotic, free-spirited piano prodigy who can play anything by ear but can't read sheet music to save her life. She's messy, she's impulsive, and she drives Chiaki absolutely insane. Together, they're like the human version of a beautiful symphony that keeps hitting random jazz notes. In this final season, Chiaki's career takes off. He's finally achieving everything he's worked for. But the higher he climbs, the more distance forms between him and Nodame. While he's conducting orchestras and getting standing ovations, she's stuck in a creative slump, feeling like she's being left behind. It's not just a love story anymore. It's about 2 artists trying to figure out how to grow together and apart. It's brutally honest in that way, like this is what happens when love and ambition start to clash.
Fans adore this season because it actually feels like a proper ending. There's no cheap cliffhanger, no fake emotional bait. It's satisfying, mature, and grounded. You see these two characters finally understand each other on a level that's both romantic and deeply professional. And man, the music. It's not just background noise, it's the heartbeat of the entire show. Every performance is animated and directed like a live concert. You can feel the tension, the emotion, the precision. It's so good, it almost makes you forget you're watching 2D characters. The show's humor also sticks around, which is rare for a finale this emotional. Even when things get heavy, it never loses that slapstick charm, like Nodame being her usual gremlin self, or Chiaki internally screaming in perfectly composed silence. It keeps the balance between drama and comedy beautifully. Now, the flip side, it's not really beginner-friendly. You can't just jump into finale without watching the first 2 seasons. It assumes you already know these characters inside and out, so newcomers will just be like, who are these people and why are they crying about Bach? Some people also found Nodame's creative slump frustrating, like, girl, just play the piano already. But honestly, that's what makes it real. The show actually respects the creative burnout process. And yeah, Chiaki's harshness can still rub people the wrong way. His tough love approach sometimes crosses that line between supportive and just plain mean. Animation-wise, it's solid, but not flashy. By 2010 standards, it's fine. JC staff did what they could, although some of the CGI instrument shots haven't aged too well. Still, the focus was never about visual spectacle. It's always been about emotion, and Finale nails that part. What makes this anime so unique, especially in this lineup, is that it's the only one grounded completely in reality. No fantasy, no weird powers, no secret worlds, just music, love, and messy human growth. It's a romance that doesn't need drama to stay interesting. It's adult in the best way possible, about 2 people learning how to chase their dreams without losing each other in the process. That's why it's sitting near the top of the list. It's not the flashiest anime of the season, but it's one of the most emotionally complete. It's the kind of finale that makes you feel like you just closed a really good book. Not perfect, but right. So, if you're into stories about passion, art, and complicated love, Nodame Cantabile Finale is one of the best there is. It's mature, it's moving, and it hits that sweet spot between heartbreak and harmony. All right, we've gone from love and music to something way more philosophical, swords, strategy, and storytelling on a completely different level.
Okay, final stop. Katana Gatari. Man, where do I even start with this one? This isn't just an anime, it's an experience. It's part samurai journey, part love story, part philosophical debate wrapped in a 12-episode art piece that doesn't care if you're ready or not. Every episode's almost an hour long. Yeah, an hour. And by the end of it, you feel like you've watched a movie, not just a TV show. So here's the setup. It's set in a stylized version of Edo-era Japan. Our main guy, Shichika Yasori, lives on an isolated island with his sister. He's the 7th head of a fighting style called Kyotoryu, a martial art that doesn't use swords because he is the sword. Dude was literally raised as a weapon, not a person. Then one day, this woman named Togame shows up. Clever, manipulative, ambitious, calling herself a strategian and working for the shogunate. Her mission? To collect the 12 legendary deviant blades scattered across Japan, each forged by a mad genius swordsmith and carrying its own supernatural power. Togame's tried to get these blades before, sent warriors, mercenaries, samurai, but they all betrayed her. So this time she picks someone who can't betray her, a guy who doesn't care about money, fame, or power. Her plan is simple: make him fall in love with her. That way, his loyalty comes from emotion, not ambition. Cold, right? But Shichika agrees because, well, he's got nothing else to live for. And that's how their journey begins. 2 completely different people wandering Japan, facing 12 deadly opponents, and slowly learning more about the world and about themselves. Now, here's the thing. This show is talky, like really talky. Most episodes are 40 minutes of dialogue and maybe 10 minutes of fighting. And somehow that's not a bad thing. Because the dialogue,
It's poetry. Sharp, funny, and loaded with meaning. This was written by Nisio Isin, the same guy behind Monogatari, so expect fast, witty exchanges that reveal more about the characters than the plot itself. Every fight is just as much about ideology and personality as it is about swords and strength. Visually, Kaptanagatari is stunning. It doesn't look like any other anime from that era. Instead of dark outlines or heavy shading, it uses flat colors, smooth brushstrokes, and bold designs that make every frame look like a Japanese painting come to life. It's like watching an art gallery in motion, and somehow it fits perfectly with the pacing. It's slow, deliberate, but hypnotic. Fans absolutely love this show for its originality. The chemistry between Shichika and Togame evolves beautifully over time. It's subtle, genuine, and heartbreaking in a way that sneaks up on you. By the end, their bond feels earned. It's not rushed or forced. It's built on quiet moments, mutual respect, and this growing understanding that they've changed each other. And when the ending hits, oh man, it hits. It's one of the boldest, most divisive finales in anime history. Some people call it perfect, others call it cruel. Me, I call it gutsy. It's the kind of ending that doesn't care if you like it. It just makes sense for the story it's telling. But yeah, this isn't for everyone. A lot of viewers found it slow, even boring. The pacing's methodical, the fights are short, and if you're expecting high-energy shonen battles every episode, you're going to be disappointed. It's not that kind of show. This one wants you to listen, to think, to sit in the silence between words. The art style also throws people off. It's minimalist, weirdly flat, but intentionally so. It's supposed to feel like you're reading an old scroll, not watching a flashy modern anime. And that's exactly what makes it stand out. Every show on this list has its own flavor. Comedy, romance, slice of life, but Katanagatari is the one that feels like a piece of literature. It's patient, deliberate, and beautiful in its own strange way. It's not trying to entertain you, it's trying to move you. That's why it's sitting at number 1. It's ambitious, different, and fearless. You either fall in completely in love with it, or you bounce off it after one episode. There's no middle ground. But if it clicks with you, it'll stay in your head long after it's over. It's not just a samurai story. It's a reflection on love, identity, and what it means to be human. And honestly, if you're the kind of person who likes slow burn character writing, beautiful dialogue, and endings that actually mean something, this one's a must-watch.
Okay, gang, that's the list. The best anime from winter 2010, wrapped up like a nostalgic little time capsule. Man, that season was wild. You had everything: chaotic comedy, quiet healing, romance, politics, philosophy, all packed into one stretch of anime history that honestly went harder than it had any right to. It's kind of crazy how each show from that season still hits a different part of the soul, like Bach and Test for when you just want to laugh and forget how to think, Hitamari's Sketch for when life's beating you down and you need to breathe, Nodame Cantabile for the dreamers chasing perfection, Durarara for the overthinkers who see patterns in everything, and Katanagatari for the people who like their stories slow, sharp, and meaningful. Every one of them's got a flavor, and depending on the night, you might crave a different one. If you've seen any of these, tell me which one stuck with you the most, or which one you think's aged the best. And if you haven't watched them yet, go ahead and pick one to binge tonight. You can easily knock out Baka and Test in one sitting, but if you're feeling emotional, Katanagatari might mess you up in the best way possible. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me through this trip down anime memory lane. If you enjoyed it, you already know what to do. Drop a like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments which season you want me to break down next. I'm always digging through old anime lineups to find the forgotten gems that still deserve love. Alright, I've talked your ear off long enough. Go get your snacks, queue up your next watch, and remember, sometimes the best anime aren't the newest, they're just the ones we forgot to finish. Peace out, and I'll catch you in the next one.